A crippling winter storm is barreling toward millions of Americans right now, and the shocking reality, many of you have no idea what is about to hit. In the next few minutes, I will reveal exactly which states face the highest danger, when this monster storm arrives, and the critical steps you must take in the next 48 hours to protect yourself and your family. But first, let me show you something that will change how you see this storm. Right now, over 4,000 miles away in the Pacific Ocean, two massive weather systems are racing toward each other. When they collide over American soil this weekend, the result could shatter records that have stood for decades. We are talking about an 80 to 90% chance of significant winter weather across a zone stretching over 1,000 miles. That is not a typo. 90%. Do you live in Oklahoma, Arkansas, Tennessee, North Carolina, Virginia, Texas, Georgia, South Carolina? If you answered yes to any of these, you need to keep watching, because what I am about to reveal at the 30-second mark will shock you. Here is your first critical reward. The Weather Prediction Center, staffed by the nation's top meteorologists, has issued a 50 to 70% probability of a winter storm, not just winter weather, but a full winter storm for cities including Raleigh, Charlotte, Greensboro, Asheville, Richmond, and dozens more across the southern United States. This is unprecedented agreement among professional forecasters 5 days before the event. In my years of analyzing weather models, I have never seen this level of certainty this far in advance for a southern winter storm. But why should you care? Here is the truth that nobody else is telling you. This is not just about snow. This is about ice. Catastrophic, power grid destroying, tree snapping ice. And I will prove it to you with the data in just a moment. First, let me ask you a question that your brain desperately wants answered. What makes this storm different from every other winter weather event you have experienced? The answer lies in a weather pattern so rare, so perfectly aligned for disaster, that meteorologists have a special name for it: a perfect storm. Here is what is happening right this second. Up in Canada, some of the coldest air on planet Earth is preparing to plunge south into the United States. We are talking about Arctic air so intense that it could bring record-breaking high-pressure readings, potentially exceeding 1,050 millibars. To put that in perspective, that would be the strongest high-pressure system ever recorded in this region, ever. At the exact same time, a low-pressure system is spinning up off the coast of California. Meteorologists call this a Baja low. This system is loaded with moisture from the Pacific Ocean. Now imagine what happens when record Arctic cold meets Pacific moisture over the southern United States. You get a winter storm that could stretch from Dallas, Texas, all the way to Washington, D.C., over 1,000 miles of winter precipitation. But here is the twist that changes everything. Unlike typical winter storms that blow through in 12 to 24 hours, this Arctic air mass is not leaving. Computer models show this cold outbreak digging in and staying put for days, possibly more than a week. That means whatever falls, whether it is snow or ice, is going to stick around. Roads will not clear quickly. Power lines weighted down with ice will not shed their burden. This is a high-impact, long-duration event. Now let me address the elephant in the room. You are probably wondering, when exactly does this hit? Where will it be worst? And what should I do right now? I promise you, by minute 5 of this breakdown, you will have a clear action plan. But first, you need to understand the timeline, because timing is everything with this storm. Wednesday starts calm, deceptively calm. You might see some snow showers in the Midwest and Ohio Valley, with rain still dominating the South. But do not be fooled. This is the calm before the storm, the quiet before chaos. Thursday is when the Arctic blast arrives. Temperatures will start plummeting. We are talking about a 20 to 30 degree temperature drop in just hours across much of the central United States. If you have not prepared by Thursday morning, you are already behind. Friday is when it begins. The first winter precipitation starts falling across Oklahoma, Arkansas, and the Red River Valley of Texas. This is also when things get dangerous in the southern plains. Why? Because temperatures will be hovering right around 32 degrees Fahrenheit. That is the magic number for freezing rain, not snow. Ice. Saturday is the main event for the Carolinas, Georgia, and Virginia. This is when multiple computer models show a raging ice storm from northeast Georgia through the entire upstate of South Carolina. Interstate 20, North and South Carolina, likely ice. Much of North Carolina, ice and snow mix. Virginia and the Ohio Valley, heavy snow. Sunday and Monday, the storm marches up the eastern seaboard. The Interstate 95 corridor from Virginia to New England could see significant winter weather. Some models show this evolving into a major snowstorm for Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, and Boston. But wait, before you start planning your weekend, let me show you something that should terrify anyone living in the danger zone. The European ensemble models, which run 51 different scenarios of this storm, show an 80 to 90% chance of at least 1 inch of winter precipitation accumulating from Oklahoma through northern Arkansas, through all of Tennessee, southern Kentucky, and into much of North Carolina. From Charlotte up to the Triad region and into southern Virginia, including Virginia Beach and Norfolk. 80 to 90%, folks. Computer models simply do not produce numbers like this 5 days in advance for the southern United States. This is extraordinary, but it gets worse, much worse, and this is the information you absolutely must hear. When we look at snowfall predictions, yes, they are impressive. 50 to 60% chance of 4 inches of snow through Oklahoma City. Same probability for Nashville, Knoxville, Asheville, the Triangle and Triad regions of North Carolina, even the Chesapeake Bay area. Some locations could see 6 to 12 inches of snow. Virginia and West Virginia are looking at the jackpot zone for heavy snow accumulations. However, and this is critical, snow is not my biggest concern. Ice is. The ensemble models are showing something absolutely catastrophic in the freezing rain department. We are talking about 1 inch of freezing rain accumulation. 1 full inch. Do you understand what that means? Let me put this in perspective for you. 1/4 inch of ice can snap tree branches. 1/2 inch of ice can bring down power lines. 3/4 of an inch is catastrophic, causing widespread long-duration power outages. But 1 inch. 1 inch of ice is apocalyptic for infrastructure. We are talking about the kind of ice accumulation that can leave entire communities without power for a week or more. The kind that brings down entire transmission towers, not just individual power lines. And where are the models showing this 1 inch ice accumulation? Northern Louisiana, southern Arkansas, upstate South Carolina, northeast Georgia. The signal extends down to Orangeburg, Charleston, Savannah, Myrtle Beach, Fayetteville, Atlanta, Montgomery, Dallas, Austin. This is a massive swath of potential catastrophic icing. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Models can be wrong, they shift, they change, and you are absolutely right. But here is what you need to understand. Even if these numbers come down, even if we only see half of this ice, we are still talking about a crippling infrastructure damaging event. So what do? This is where I fulfill my promise to you. Here is your step-by-step action plan, and you need to start executing this immediately. Step 1. Charge everything. Tonight, right now. Charge every phone, tablet, laptop, and portable battery pack you own. If the power goes out, these devices become your lifeline to emergency information and communication with loved ones. Step 2. Water. Fill bathtubs, pots, pans, and every container you have with water. If your water supply depends on electric pumps, you will lose running water when the power goes out. You need at least 1 gallon of water per person per day. For a family of 4 planning for a week-long outage, that is 28 gallons minimum. Step 3. Food. Stock up on non-perishable items that do not require cooking. Peanut butter, crackers, granola bars, canned goods with pull-tab tops. If you have a grill, make sure you have propane or charcoal. That grill might become your only cooking method. Step 4. Heat. If you have a fireplace, stock up on firewood now, not Friday morning when everyone else panics. If you use space heaters, understand that they will not work without power. Consider alternative heating methods. Dress in layers. Multiple thin layers trap heat better than one thick layer. Step 5. Medicine. If you or a family member depends on prescription medications, get them filled now. Do not wait. Many pharmacies may close if the storm is as bad as predicted. Step 6. Cash. ATMs will not work without power. Banks may close. Get cash now. $200 to $300 in small bills should be sufficient for emergency purchases. Step 7. Vehicle preparation. Fill your gas tank. Winter storms can knock out power to gas stations. Put an emergency kit in your car, including blankets, water, snacks, a flashlight, and a phone charger. Step 8. Clear your yard. Remove any dead tree branches now. Ice will find the weakest branches and bring them down onto power lines, cars, and roofs. Walk your property and remove hazards. Step 9. Protect your pipes. Know where your main water shutoff valve is located. If temperatures drop below 20 degrees Fahrenheit and stay there for more than 24 hours, pipes can freeze and burst. Let faucets drip slightly to keep water moving. Step 10. Communication plan. Make sure every family member knows the plan if you lose power. Where will you meet? Who will you call? Do you have a designated out-of-state contact person? In major disasters, local phone lines get overloaded, but long-distance calls often still work. Now here is the question that is burning in your mind. Will this storm really be as bad as I am describing? Let me be completely honest with you. We are still 4 to 5 days out. These systems are currently over the Pacific Ocean. Shifts in the track will occur. The exact amounts will change. Some areas will get hit harder than predicted. Others might dodge the worst. But here is the reality. The meteorological setup is there. The ingredients are in place. The professional forecasters at the Weather Prediction Center see it. The European model sees it. The American GFS model sees it. The ensemble models, which run dozens of scenarios, see it. This is not hype. This is not crying wolf. This is a genuine high-confidence threat. And here is something that should really concern you. This cold air outbreak is not going away quickly. After the storm passes, we are looking at potentially a week or more of well below normal temperatures. That means ice and snow on the ground will not melt quickly. Roads will stay slick. Power restoration efforts will be hampered by continued cold. This is not a 1 or 2 day event. This could impact your daily life for 7 to 10 days or longer. Let me give you some historical context. Remember the ice storm that hit the Carolinas and Georgia in February 2014? That storm brought a 1/4 to 1/2 inch of ice to the Atlanta metro area. It paralyzed the city for days. Cars were abandoned on highways. People slept in grocery stores and gas stations. Children spent the night on school buses. And that was with less ice than what some models are showing for this event. Go back to the ice storm of 1998 in the Northeast. Over 3 inches of ice in some areas, 5 million people without power. Some did not get electricity back for a month. A month, folks. 55 deaths. $3 billion in damage in the United States and Canada combined. I am not saying this storm will be that bad, but I am saying the potential is there for a significant long-duration impact event. So what happens next? How will we know if this storm is tracking as predicted or if it is shifting? This is where you need to stay informed. Computer models update 4 times per day. Each run gives us new information. Right now, we are seeing remarkable consistency in the models, which is rare this far out. But things can and will change. The American GFS model was actually the first to pick up on the extent of this storm. The European model initially missed it, but has since caught up. Now, both major global models are in strong agreement about the overall setup. The disagreements are mainly about exact track, which determines who gets snow versus ice versus sleet. Currently, the trend has been for the storm track to shift slightly north. If that continues, it would mean more snow for Virginia and West Virginia, with the ice threat shifting south into the Carolinas and Georgia. If the track shifts south, which is still possible, then the heavy snow zone moves into North Carolina and Tennessee, with ice further south into Alabama and southern Georgia. But here is the critical point. Whether the track is 50 miles north or south, if you are in the highlighted zone, you are getting significant winter weather. The only question is what type. Cold air damming, which is a phenomenon where Arctic air gets trapped against the Appalachian Mountains, means that even if the low-pressure center tracks to your north, you will still get winter precipitation. This is why forecasters are confident about impacts across such a wide area. Now let me address the question I know many of you are asking. What about the Northeast, New England, the Mid-Atlantic? Great question. And the answer is complicated. If the low-pressure system tracks close to the coast, the Interstate 95 corridor from Virginia to Massachusetts could see a significant snowstorm. We are talking potentially 6 to 12 inches of snow for cities like Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Philadelphia, even New York City and Boston. The European artificial intelligence model is particularly bullish on this scenario. It shows a major snow event for the eastern seaboard. However, if the low tracks further inland, the coast might see more mixed precipitation or even rain in some areas, with the heavy snow focused across interior areas. This is something we will be watching closely over the next 48 to 72 hours as the model data refines. But here is something fascinating from a meteorological perspective. After this initial winter storm, some models are hinting at the potential for another system to develop and impact the southeast just a few days later. So we could be looking at back-to-back winter storms with a persistent Arctic air mass in place. This would compound the impacts and make recovery efforts even more difficult. Let me pause here and ask you a critical question. Have you commented below with your location yet? This is important. I need to know where you are watching from so I can provide you with more specific forecast information as this storm develops. Drop a comment right now with your city and state. Are you in Oklahoma City, Nashville, Charlotte, Atlanta, Richmond, Baltimore? Let me know. This helps me understand which areas need the most detailed updates. And here is why your participation matters. As this storm approaches, I will be providing multiple updates per day, possibly live streams. The more I know about where my viewers are located, the better I can tailor the information to your specific needs. So take 5 seconds right now and comment with your location. Now let me show you some things that make this storm particularly unusual. First, the strength of the Arctic high-pressure system. We are potentially looking at readings above 1,050 millibars. To give you context, normal high pressure in winter might be 1,020 to 1,030 millibars. This is extraordinarily strong. It is the kind of high pressure that brings record-breaking cold. Some locations in the central United States could see low temperatures in the single digits Fahrenheit, possibly even below zero in some areas. Wind chills could be 20 to 30 degrees below zero. This is dangerous, life-threatening cold if you are not prepared. Second, the moisture content. That low-pressure system spinning up off California is tapping into Pacific moisture. This means precipitation rates could be heavy. We are not talking about light snow or drizzle. We are talking about potentially heavy snowfall rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour in the favored zones. Or in the ice areas, heavy freezing rain accumulation rates. Third, the duration. Most winter storms in the south are quick-hitting events, 12 to 18 hours of precipitation, then it is over. This storm could last 36 to 48 hours or more in some locations. Extended duration freezing rain is a worst-case scenario for power grid impacts. And fourth, the timing. This is hitting on a weekend, Friday through Monday for most areas. That is actually somewhat fortunate because people will not be commuting to work. Schools will be closed. But it also means that emergency crews and power restoration teams might be limited by weekend staffing. It is a double-edged sword. So what is my personal forecast? Where do I think this is headed? Based on the current model data and trends, here is what I am most confident about. High confidence in significant winter weather for Oklahoma, Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, North Carolina, Virginia, and West Virginia. These states are going to get hit. The only question is snow versus ice ratios. High confidence in catastrophic icing potential for northeast Georgia, upstate South Carolina, and central North Carolina. This is my biggest concern area. I would not be surprised to see ice accumulations of 1/2 inch to 1 inch in this zone, which would be absolutely devastating. Medium to high confidence in heavy snow for Virginia and West Virginia, potentially 6 to 12 inches or more in favored areas. This could be the snow jackpot zone. Medium confidence in significant winter weather extending up the Interstate 95 corridor into the northeast. This is still uncertain, but the potential is there for a major snowstorm. Lower confidence, but still watching. A second winter storm system potentially impacting the southeast early next week. This is still several days out and very uncertain, but it is something to monitor. Here is what I want you to remember. I am not trying to scare you. I am trying to prepare you. There is a massive difference. Fear leads to panic. Preparation leads to confidence. You cannot control the weather, but you can control how ready you are for it. Think about this. Would you rather spend $150 right now stocking up on supplies that you do not end up needing? Or would you rather be caught unprepared when the power goes out at 2 a.m. on a 15-degree night with ice falling from the sky? The answer is obvious. And here is the beautiful part about preparation. None of it goes to waste. Non-perishable food, you will eat it eventually. Water, you will use it. Batteries and flashlights, you will need them someday. Preparing for a winter storm is not wasted money. It is smart investment in your family's safety and comfort. Let me share something personal with you. I have been analyzing weather models for years. I started as a kid, obsessed with weather, studying forecasts and model data when I was 12 or 13 years old. That means I have 10 plus years of experience looking at ensemble models, tracking storms, understanding atmospheric patterns. And in all that time, I have never seen ensemble agreement this strong, this far in advance, for a southern winter storm. Never. That does not mean it will definitely verify exactly as modeled. Models are not perfect, they are tools, not crystal balls. But when every major computer model, every ensemble member, and every professional meteorologist is pointing at the same general scenario, you pay attention, you take it seriously, you prepare. Here is your final action item for today. Share this information with someone who needs it. Do you have elderly neighbors, family members who might not be watching weather forecasts, people who do not use social media and might not see warnings? Reach out to them, check on them, make sure they know what is coming and how to prepare. Community matters in times like this. And remember, the next 48 hours are critical. This is your preparation window. By Thursday, the Arctic air arrives. By Friday, precipitation begins. You need to be ready before then. Not Friday morning when everyone else is panicking at the grocery store. Not Thursday night when flashlights and batteries are sold out. Right now, today. Tuesday or Wednesday at the absolute latest. Over the next few days, I will be providing constant updates. I will be tracking every model run. I will be analyzing trends. I will be giving you the most accurate, most detailed information available. But I need you to do your part. I need you to prepare. I need you to take this seriously. And I need you to spread the word to others who might not be aware. This winter storm has the potential to be a historic, high-impact event affecting millions of Americans from Texas to Maine. The meteorological setup is there. The forecast confidence is high. The danger is real. But with proper preparation, you can get through this safely. That is the message I want to leave you with. Are you ready? Have you started preparing? Comment below with your location and let me know what steps you have already taken. Are you stocking up on supplies, preparing your home, making your plan? I want to hear from you. Your comments also help this information reach more people who need to see it. And here is your teaser for what is coming next. Tomorrow, I will have a complete update with the latest model runs, refined forecasts for specific cities, and more detailed information about timing. I will break down hour by hour what you can expect in your exact location. I will show you the very latest ensemble data, and I will answer as many questions as I can from the comments. So make sure you are following for updates. You do not want to miss what is coming next because this storm is just getting started, and the information you get over the next 72 hours could literally save your life or prevent serious hardship for your family. This is a developing, evolving, potentially historic winter weather event. Stay informed, stay prepared, stay safe. And I will see you in the next update with the latest information on this crippling winter storm heading for the eastern United States. Comment your location below right now. Let us build a community of prepared, informed Americans ready